The British countryside, a tapestry of rolling hills, ancient woodlands and tranquil villages. But beneath this idyllic facade lies a mystery, whispered in hushed tones and glimpsed in fleeting moments. For decades, tales have circulated of a creature that stalks the shadows, a phantom of the fields and forests. A large, black feline, elusive and enigmatic. Here are 8 short and chilling encounters of people in the UK countryside coming face to face with a mysterious big black cat. Join us now as we delve into the heart of the British wilderness, to explore these encounters and seek to understand the truth behind the legend. The sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the vast expanse of Dartmoor. Emily, an experienced hiker, finds herself alone as dusk descends. The fading light plays tricks on the eye, making the familiar landscape seem alien and unsettling. A sudden rustle in the gorse breaks the silence, stopping Emily in her tracks. She strains to see through the gathering gloom, her heart pounding in her chest. And then she sees it. A large, sleek black cat emerges from the undergrowth, its presence commanding immediate attention. Its eyes, twin orbs of yellow fire, lock onto hers with an unnerving intensity. The cat's muscles ripple beneath its glossy coat, a silent display of power and grace. For a moment, time seems to stand still, a silent standoff between woman and beast, each assessing the other. Night has fallen on the rolling hills of Yorkshire. A blanket of darkness covers the land, broken only by the faint glow of distant lights. Simon, a sheep farmer, is jolted awake by the panicked bleating of his flock. Grabbing his torch, he races out into the night, fear gripping his heart. The beam of his torch pierces the darkness, revealing a scene that makes his blood run cold. A massive black silhouette stands over a fallen sheep, its powerful jaws clamped around the animal's neck. Blinded by the torchlight, the creature turns its head. Simon catches a glimpse of its eyes, twin points of emerald fire burning in the night. He shouts, waving his arms in a desperate attempt to scare the creature away. The cat pauses, its lips curling back in a silent snarl, revealing rows of sharp, white teeth. For a heartbeat, their eyes meet. Then, with a powerful leap, the creature vanishes into the night, swallowed by the shadows. Deep in the heart of the Peak District, 3 university friends huddle around a crackling campfire. The flames dance and flicker, casting an eerie glow on their faces. Their laughter and conversation fade as the night deepens, replaced by the sounds of the wilderness around them. The crackling fire, the rustling leaves, the distant hoot of an owl. Suddenly, a new sound reaches their ears. Heavy footsteps, slow and deliberate, circling their campsite. The friends exchange nervous glances, their laughter forgotten. One whispers, "Must be a fox," but the words lack conviction. The footsteps are too heavy, too purposeful to belong to a creature so small. The tension mounts as the unseen visitor brushes against their tent, the fabric pressing inwards. One of the friends, his heart pounding in his chest, unzips the tent flap just enough to peek outside. 2 glowing eyes, caught in the beam of his torch, are all he sees before a low growl rumbles through the night, sending shivers down his spine. Chapter 4. Photographer's Surprise. Tom, a seasoned wildlife photographer, sits patiently in his hide, his camera lens trained on a clearing in the Exmoor woodland. He's hoping to capture images of the local deer population. Hours pass, and the sun begins to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. Just as Tom is about to pack up, he spots movement in the undergrowth. Through his telephoto lens, he sees a sleek black form moving silently through the trees, its body low to the ground. It's stalking the same deer that Tom has been patiently waiting for. As Tom adjusts his lens for a closer look, the creature pauses. Slowly, deliberately, it turns its head and looks directly at him, as if sensing his presence. For what feels like an eternity, the cat stares at Tom, its eyes burning with an unnerving intelligence. Then, with a flick of its tail, it melts back into the undergrowth, disappearing as silently as it arrived. Chapter 5. Cyclist's Chase. Lisa, an avid cyclist, enjoys the peace and quiet of the Gloucestershire woodlands as she pedals along a secluded trail. The sun filters through the trees, dappling the path ahead. Lost in her thoughts, she's startled by the sharp crack of a branch snapping behind her. Glancing over her shoulder, she sees a shadowy figure darting between the trees, keeping pace with her. Her heart leaps into her throat as she recognizes the shape of a large black cat. Fear lends speed to her pedaling, but the cat keeps pace, its movements eerily fluid and silent. The chase continues, the only sounds the whirring of Lisa's tires and the occasional crack of undergrowth as the cat bounds effortlessly behind her. Finally, she bursts out of the woodland and onto a main road, the safety of civilization a welcome sight. As she slows to catch her breath, she risks a glance back. Standing at the edge of the trees, its eyes glowing in the fading light, is the black cat. For a moment their eyes meet, then with a flick of its tail, it turns and melts back into the forest. Chapter 6. The Gardener's Glimpse. In a peaceful Norfolk village, bathed in the golden light of a setting sun, Mary tends to her rose bushes. The air is filled with the scent of flowers and the gentle hum of insects. Her dog, usually a playful companion, whimpers at her feet, his tail tucked between his legs. Mary senses his unease and turns to see what has spooked him. Across the open field that borders her garden, a large black cat sits crouched low to the ground, its eyes fixed on her. It's a creature of such size and power that it seems out of place in the tranquil setting. Frozen in place, Mary clutches her gardening shears, her heart pounding in her chest. The cat takes a few steps closer, its muscles rippling beneath its sleek coat. As if suddenly realizing it's been spotted, the cat stops. It lets out a guttural snarl, a sound that sends chills down Mary's spine. Then, with a powerful leap, it vanishes over the stone wall, disappearing into the gathering darkness. Chapter 7. Driver's Shock. Ben drives home late one night, his headlights cutting through the darkness of the Somerset countryside. The narrow country lane is deserted, the only sound the hum of his engine. As he rounds a bend, something darts across the road in front of him. Slamming on the brakes, his heart pounding in his chest, he brings his car to a stop. His headlights illuminate a dry stone wall, and perched on top of it, staring directly at him, is a massive black cat. Its eyes, twin points of emerald fire, reflect the headlights' glare. The cat seems unfazed by the car, its tail flicking lazily back and forth. For a long moment, Ben sits there, transfixed, his breath caught in his throat. Then, with a graceful leap, the creature jumps down from the wall and disappears into the hedgerow, melting back into the darkness as if it were never there. Chapter 8. Lost in the Fog. A thick blanket of fog hangs heavy over the Cotswolds, reducing visibility to just a few feet. Alice, out for her morning walk, can barely make out the path ahead. Her dog, usually a happy and carefree companion, walks close at her heels, his growls a low rumble in the stillness. Alice feels a prickle of unease, a sense that something isn't right. Suddenly, a shape emerges from the swirling mist in front of her. Large and dark, it moves slowly and deliberately towards her, its form distorted by the fog. Alice can't make out its features, but the sheer size of the creature is unmistakable. Her dog barks furiously, his hackles raised, and the creature pauses as if sizing them up. For a moment they stand there, frozen in the swirling mist. The only sounds the dog's barking and Alice's ragged breathing. Then, with an unnerving calmness, the creature turns and melts back into the fog. These encounters, varied and chilling as they are, offer a glimpse into the enduring mystery of the British big cat. Are these sightings merely tricks of the light, figments of overactive imaginations? Or is there something more to these tales? The evidence, often anecdotal and fleeting, is difficult to dismiss entirely. Footprints larger than any known native feline, livestock found with inexplicable injuries, and of course the numerous eyewitness accounts from those who claim to have come face to face with the creature itself. While the debate continues, one thing is certain. The legend of the big cat continues to capture the imagination.